according to Nick Groke of the Denver Post, it seems that Tulowitzki and the manager, Walt Weiss, would like to see their hot pitching prospect in the minors, Jonathan Gray, brought up as soon as possible.
What's so hot about him? What am I missing?
No, that's a good point.
There's nothing hot about him.
He's pitching better at the AAA level.
He's getting strikeouts.
Yeah,
and he's giving up tons of hits and tons of runs and tons of walks.
Yeah,
he's hot.
Nobody's comparing him to Jose Fernandez or Steven Strasburg.
He's not.
That's for sure. But Jeff Bridich, the general manager, had this to say. Quote, Jon Gray is doing a great job right now of learning lessons and evolving at the AAA level. So there are things that he needs to do and will continue to do, and will continue to exercise patience with him. Do you like what Bridich is saying?
Yes.
Does it make sense?
Well,
it does to me.
Well, unless Troy Tulowitzki has been going to Albuquerque to watch him personally, Troy needs to shut up.
I would agree with that.
And unless Walt Weiss has been going down to Albuquerque, and I'm not aware of that.
Walt does get the reports every time Jon Gray takes the field.
Okay. Jon Gray hasn't been that good. He was awful to start the season in the minors. He has gotten better, but over his last 5 starts, he has been nothing special.
He's walking too many players. He's got a very high ERA.
Yes, ERA is 4.88.
A lot of people would say, well, it's the Pacific Coast League. The ERAs are always high. The ball travels.
Wait till he gets here.
It's a hitter's league.
Wait till he gets here.
Yeah. I'm going to have to trust Jeff Bridich and the development department right now on this one. They're the ones who watch him every game. They're the ones who file the reports and see the reports.
But that's hard to do.
Well, of course.
It's hard to do because everybody sees Bridich as an O'Dowd clone.
Of course.
I personally don't believe Bridich is an O'Dowd clone. But when you look at the history of this organization, drafting and developing, I can understand
why there's no trust.
There's no trust at all. And that's why Troy Tulowitzki probably looks at Jeff Bridich and is seeing Dan O'Dowd. That's why.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Better Dan O'Dowd than Bill Gates.
At some point, though, if you're Troy Tulowitzki or Walt Weiss, your job, in Walt Weiss's case, your job depends on winning.
Yeah.
Winning and losing. If you're Troy Tulowitzki, you want to win so badly, and you look at this pitching staff, and you say to yourself, he's got to be better than what we have up here on this level.
Listen, Walt Weiss needs to sweep his own doorstep when it comes to making a pitching change in the 9th inning when you're down 7-1. Walt, you need to worry about not pissing off your star player by DHing him in a game. Tend to your own knitting and let Jeff Bridich do his job.
All right, that segment's sponsored by John Elway Chevrolet, Colorado's #1 Chevy dealer.
When you go to buy a car, what do you really want? You probably want a lot of cars to choose from. And you want the dealership's best price. Not some starting price or target price, the best price. And you want it immediately, not after hours of negotiating. And you want a salesperson who doesn't get paid more if you spend more. Because, well, you don't want to spend more. Well, you're in luck. John Elway wants all of those things too. Better yet, John Elway wants you to have all of those things too. Come see us or click on elwaydealers.com.